Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I know you guys already saw me this morning, but thank you for joining me for another video. I'm hoping to explain what's going on with the stock price, what might happen in the next few days, what might happen over the next few weeks based on the history of these direct offerings. And I got a couple hours of sleep. Thank you, Milo, for telling me to go back to sleep. I got a couple more hours of sleep. So I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed right now, ready to make a video for you guys. So let's get right into it. This is what we are all up in arms about. Nano Dimension prices $100 million registered direct offering at $4 per share. Now, some of you are not surprised by this. Some of you are very surprised by this. And if this is surprising, I'm sorry. But although we didn't know what day this direct offering was coming, we knew it was coming because of this. They filed an F3 back on October 20th, stating that they're going to do a shelf offering of $200 million, okay? So 6 days later, if you look at my notes here, 6 days later, the last direct offering happened on 10/26 of this year. They did a $50 million offering at $3 per share, okay? So this is the second stage of this. $100 million at $4 per share. So there's another $50 million, unless they split it up, it'll probably be a $50 million offering. There's another $50 million offering coming. Now, we don't know for sure when it will come, but it will come, and I don't want you guys to be surprised by that, okay? But I want to talk about what the share price has done back in February, in April, in May, in September, in October, and also what I think it might do over the next few days and next few weeks, okay? And hopefully ease your mind. I'm also going to show you what the company plans on doing with this money, because they stated right here exactly what they plan on doing with this money. And it's all good things, okay? So let's go into the stock chart here. And if you just look at the chart, you can kind of see where they did the direct offerings. Wherever there were some gaps, boom, 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 right? There was a direct offering likely, okay? So let's peek at it. All right, so we've got February 4th was the first direct offering this year. It was for $3.5 million for $1.50 per share, okay? So what happened back then? The stock opened up on February 4th at $224. It closed at $191 and then gapped way down the next day, okay? Way down. This next day, it went all the way down to 183, 159, and then over the next few weeks, boom, all the way down into like the 60-cent range. 60 cents per share. I bet you're wishing you could have bought it then, huh? So that's what happened in February. The stock did not perform well after that direct offering. Then they had another direct offering, April 22nd. Let's go back to my notes here. Sorry. This is a new computer. Forgive me. I don't know how to use it yet. April 22nd. Yep. So for 69 cents a share at $13.3 million. Okay? And what happened then? Traded sideways for a while. Okay? Then offering number 3 came. Do you know what offering number 3 was? Because I'll tell you what happened the next day. Offering number 3 was on May 20th for $2 per share at $35.9 million. Now, what makes this offering special is that the stock was trading at 79 cents the day before this offering. They put an offering in for $2 per share. The next day, the stock rose by 341%. And this is probably when a lot of you got interested in Nano Dimension. Okay? 341% in one day. Because they did a direct offering that was more than the share price. So, crazy, right? Now, when was the next offering? The next offering was September 30th at $2.30 per share. for $16.9 million. And that one was right here. Now, the share price immediately jumped up. It gapped up a ton. This was when I did my first swing trade on Nano Dimension. I bought at $2 per share. I sold at $3.17. So it was a really good swing trade. Really, really good swing trade. Then it gapped down, okay, before going back up to now what is the 52-week high. And then what did they do? They said, we're going to do another offering. They announced on the 20th, right, that they have that $200 million shelf offering. And that's when it dipped a ton, okay? A ton. They closed that offering on the 26th. And what happened? The stock dipped down a little bit, traded sideways for a couple days, boom, shot back up. Traded down, consolidated, people took some profits, boom, the last couple days happened, okay? So that's where we're at. So what do I think might happen with Nano Dimension? In the short term, I believe that it may go a little bit below $4. I'm going to wait a few days before I buy any more. But over the next few weeks to the next month and a half or so, I think this stock could hit $7. And I think that because really only one time after a direct offering has this stock went down for any long period of time. So, not that history will repeat itself or always will repeat itself, but it may in this case. I really think this is going to be a good thing long-term for Nano Dimension. I really do. They're raising this money not just to line the pockets of the CEO or to do nothing with it, right? Here's what they're doing. And I want to go over this with you guys, okay? Because they laid this out on October 20th when they filed this F3 with the SEC. They talked about exactly what their goals were and what they're looking to do, okay? So, number one, increase sales. We are advancing our commercialization efforts and infrastructure and allowing more resources to activities executed by our US and Hong Kong headquarters, including increasing sales manpower. So they're hiring more people. One cool thing about that is when I signed up for the last webinar, I actually got an email from a salesperson at Nano Dimension saying, hey, let me know when is a good time for you to chat one-on-one to talk about your needs for 3D printing. So I found that kind of cool. And I like that they're reaching out to people. I messaged them back and said, hey, I'm an individual investor and a business owner, but I am not in the space of 3D printing. I'm a content creator, and I wanted to learn more about the company, but thank you so much for reaching out. Number two, increase amount of applications and advanced electronics applicable use cases. In collaboration with our customers, create applications that can expedite the usage of our products for production-grade products, consequently increase our sales. Our main focus is in collaboration with customers in the fields of automotive, aerospace, medical devices, and defense. So that's number two. Number three, form alliances with industry leaders. We plan to collaborate with companies in the fields of design and manufacturing in order to expedite the adoption of our technology by the market. Number four, capitalize on our nano, conductive, and dielectric inks and software technology products. We plan to exploit our inks as supplemental products to our Dragonfly LDM systems. We also plan to increase the software options and enable levels of licensing that we can monetize. Our strategic growth plan includes the following. Current state, monetize commercially available products and services for additive electronics design. Horizon 1, deliver higher speed production grade additive electronic systems and more materials and services. So this is the R&D portion of what they're planning on doing. Horizon 2, deliver hybridized capabilities that combine mechanical functionality with electrified geometries. Not going to pretend to understand what that means completely, but I like what they're doing with the money, okay? They're hiring more people, they're spending more money on R&D, they're figuring out a way to increase their sales, and they're working with finding alliances with industry leaders to collaborate with companies in the fields of design and manufacturing in order to expedite the adoption of their technology by the market. And that's what the last webinar was about. Not the one that we all missed last night, but the webinar before that was really about the design and manufacturing to really get companies to try to understand what Nano Dimension can do for them, and the quick prototyping that they have, and really how this technology can save these companies money in the long run. So a lot of you may be jaded right now about Nano Dimension, and I'm sorry, but I anticipate 52-week highs over the next 6 weeks at the most. And I know some of you thought that it would probably trade sideways for a while. I talked to one of you this morning early about, one of you thought it would go to $8 in the next couple days. But I think it could get to $7 in the next 6 weeks. That's where I'm looking. I'm hoping that it drops a little bit below this share price, this offering price of $4, so I can buy more. I want to buy more because I think in this case history will repeat itself and it will go way, way up from there. The other thing I wanted to point out that I pointed out to one of you in, if you're not on Bobby Shea's Discord, he's got a really great Discord over there, so check out his channel. We talked a little bit this morning, and I told him that I saw a big, large market order of 2.7 million shares today. I don't know who purchased those shares. It could be ARK Invest. It may be a different institution. It's probably not an individual investor. Hey, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's one of you. But 2.7 million shares is a lot. If it is ARK Invest, that's really, really cool. But on that note, I want to talk about ARK Invest and Cathie Wood and their decisions. ARK Invest is making a bet in 3D technology, period. Okay? ARK Invest is invested in a lot of 3D printing companies. I believe that ARK Invest believes in Nano Dimension. However, if Nano Dimension goes bankrupt, the 14, 16, 15 million that they've invested in Nano Dimension is a drop in the bucket from the billions of dollars that they manage, okay? So keep that in mind. ARK Invest is making a bet on the industry, on the 3D printing industry. So if you aren't diversified in the 3D printing industry, and you're just kind of making a bet on one company, that may be a bad idea if you're holding long term. Now, this is nothing bad to say about Nano Dimension, but I would pay attention to the rest of their fund as well, because there are a lot of great companies that are in the ARK Invest fund. But if you pick and choose, if you kind of cherry pick what's in there, you could pick the one or two or three 3D printing stocks that end up failing. And I don't think that's the case with Nano Dimension, but just kind of keep that in mind when you try to pay attention to especially what ARK Invest is doing. I think that people really look up to Cathie Wood and what ARK Invest is doing, and some of us tend to try to emulate what they're doing. And remember, they're trading with billions of dollars. Most of us aren't. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for now over 2,000 subscribers. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm humbled by it, and I'm excited to keep bringing you content every day, multiple times per day, and keep the dialogue coming in the comments, because one of you brought up an amazing company up to me that I'm going to talk about later today or tomorrow. I'm really, really excited about it. It's MP Materials. It's a rare earth metals company, and they're the only rare earth metals company in the U.S. right now at scale, and they have a 15% market share of rare earth metals of the entire world. So this is a big opportunity to get in on the ground floor with this company. It could be bumpy, but they just had their SPAC merger yesterday, and the company's doing really, really well. I'm really excited about it. So we'll talk about that later too. But again, thank you for 2,000 subscribers. Thank you for all the dialogue down below. As always, if you didn't already do it, click that beautiful red subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.